What's up, everybody? We are live in Nijmegen, the Netherlands.
Or is it Holland?
It's, I don't even know if we're in the province of Holland, to be honest. But to you, it's Holland. You remember it as Holland, right? Yeah,
That's right.
We're going to call it Holland. So we are at the Fletcher Hotel in Nijmegen, Holland.
Whoa.
Yeah. And we're here with Richard Rohleder. Did I say that right?
That's right.
Richard
That's his
Rohleder.
name, from Denver, Colorado.
Denver,
Home of the
Colorado.
Broncos.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, you have a Broncos shirt on right now? Oh no. Okay. Just
Broncos
checking.
colors.
Okay, just checking.
Uh-oh.
Just checking.
So we are going to take this time. We tried to do this every night, but some nights we haven't been able to get on because we got a busy schedule and guys are tired, so we want to respect that. But tonight we're blessed to be here with Richard, and you guys can ask him anything you want, and we'll have guys telling us some questions. So send some questions our way, and we'll get this party started. So why don't we start off with you just introduce yourself and how old you are, and give us a little bit of your
A
history.
little background about yourself.
Well, I'm Richard Rohleder, and I'm 94 years old.
94.
And I'm a farmer. I farmed all my life, and I also worked in a factory all my life, both at the same time.
What did you farm?
Farmed wheat, mostly.
You're a wheat farmer.
Yeah.
From where? Where are you originally from?
Originally from Kansas, Oakley, Kansas.
How far is that from Kansas City? Because I played football
Well,
when we used to beat up on the Broncos.
that's about 300 miles from, 350 miles almost from Kansas
That's a
City.
little wild.
Yeah,
That's a little ways away, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm closer to the Colorado line.
But nonetheless, you're in Kansas, so therefore you should be a Kansas City Chiefs fan and not a Broncos fan.
Well, I live in Denver now.
Oh, okay. Well,
So I just follow the Broncos.
okay. I'll let it slide this time. I'll let it
Okay.
slide this time.
Yeah, but those Chargers better look out.
And I'm a Seahawks fan, so I don't know what either of you guys are talking about.
So you're born in Kansas. Tell us a little bit about your family. Are you the only child? I mean,
I
yeah.
have a brother and a sister. And they live in Denver.
Did your brother serve in the war as you did?
Yes, but he was in Pacific.
What's his MOS? So what did he do? What did he do during the war?
I don't know a thing about it done in the war,
Yeah.
because he wasn't. I don't think he was in combat.
Mhm.
It was just he was drafted. I think it was no, maybe it was Korea. Which one was first? Korea or Vietnam?
Korea.
Korea.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was in Korea.
So let's start off. So you got drafted, or did you enlist?
I was drafted.
How old were you?
I was 18.
Just out of high school, huh?
Yeah. And I got drafted, went to Fort Logan, Colorado. That's where I got inducted into the Army.
Mm-hmm.
From there, they sent me to Fort Sill, Oklahoma for my basic training.
Mm-hmm.
From my basic training, I got inducted, it was in October. And I think it was about March So when when I got done with my basic training,
So did you pick the 82nd Airborne, or did it pick you? I mean, how did it operate? Cause like, you know,
well,
this-
I went from Fort Sill, Oklahoma to Fort Meade, Maryland.
Mhm.
I was there for 2 weeks. So then they sent me to Camp Attleboro, Massachusetts. And I was there just to get the shots to go overseas. And I got over to Liverpool, England about, I'd say maybe 3 weeks before Normandy. So this sent me to the 82nd Airborne Division as a replacement.
Mhm.
So I had a couple of weeks training there, and then I had to go to Normandy. But I didn't have to go. So when they come back, well, we had some more training there in Bosworth, England. They said, we was gonna, I never seen a glider until they had some there in England. I got to look at it, but that's about it before.
So what you're saying right now is that you never trained in a glider,
I never trained in a
and
glider.
the first time you were in a glider is when you landed here in Holland,
Holland,
September 17th,
Right.
1944.
right. And that was the last time I rode a glider.
Amen for that, right?
Yeah.
So we're here in Holland. We brought 9 World War II veterans back who served here. And one of the really cool things that happened today is we went to a jump for the 82nd Airborne, which they 400 paratroopers dropping from the sky. It's a big event, tons of people. What was that like for you?
Nice scene for sure. That's
Yeah.
about it.
It's beautiful, huh?
Yeah, but I didn't get no charge out of it because I wasn't in it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where, did you watch them and did
Yeah.
that bring back those memories and you were thinking, I wish I was jumping right now?
No, I never seen it. I never seen it. Paratroopers jump either.
Okay.
So were you waiting for the gliders to come out? Like, you know, it's great to have a parachute jump, but like, you know, if you're really gonna like, you know, be nostalgic about, you know, Operation Market Garden, why not have some gliders out there
That's
too, right?
Yeah.
You really want to be authentic?
Yeah.
Let's have an authentic jump and send some gliders in and see what happens.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty much how it was back then.
Yeah.
Let's send the gliders in. Hopefully it works.
They didn't ask me to go there. They just put me there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go back to September 17th, 1944, and talk to us about your, you know, your landing into Holland, and what was that like? I mean, they loaded you up, you said in Liverpool first. I mean, just tell us about the day and how it all, and how it all went.
Well, when they unhooked us off the plane, it was going about 90 miles an hour, I think, when we landed.
So what he's saying right now, folks, is that you're being towed in a plane that is made out of canvas or cardboard?
It's
Canvas.
Plywood?
Plywood and canvas, right?
Yeah, plywood and canvas.
So
Yeah.
you had, was it a horse glider? You remember what kind of glider you were in? 'Cause I know there's a couple, you had the British one and the American one, and I think they're a little bit different.
I forget the name. I just heard it today again, but I forgot the name of it. But it's the name of the glider.
So it's pretty amazing because we don't have this type of like transport for our troops anymore. It's a C-47 that's flying that has engines and has a cable and and your glider is being towed by the C-47. You have no engines, no engines, and all of a sudden they snap the cord, they drop the cord, and you're just gliding in. What does that feel? Yeah, I mean,
You just unhook and you head for the landing. I mean, just like that.
so
There's no leveling up. It's just heading for the.
so you're heading for an airport runway, right?
No airport runway.
You just hope there's nothing below. So, all right. So go back to September 17th, 1944. So they unhook you from the C-47, and you're gliding down, and you are.
When we hit the dirt, it opened the glider in the front, and all the dirt and stuff come in, and we looked pretty dirty after we got that. But that's about the landing, you know. Nobody got really hurt except for a few bumps.
So did basically every glider have a crash, right?
Well,
I don't think so.
Blow it out and like, yeah.
If you have a plowed field, or if you do have a little road, hard surface,
Mhm.
that'll help, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But you don't pick your landing.
The landing picks you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So inside your glider, I know you were field artillery.
Right.
So did you have?
It's just there was 12.
So what about your artillery?
You didn't have no artillery or anything with it.
So you just had your
We had the personnel in there, and the other gliders that come in had with maybe 2 or 3 men with them, like the Jeep and 105 howitzer.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you guys were just strictly personnel coming in yours.
we-
Oh,
and,
okay.
Okay, so
I thought they all had gear in.
yeah. So you
Oh,
just had your
interesting.
rifle,
Yeah, just had a rifle.
and you carried an M1, or did you carry a Garand, or would you carry
carbine.
a carbine?
Army.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Folding stock, or
Holding stock.
there you go.
Yeah.
30 cal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a nice weapon. So you want to check
Yeah,
for
you got
some
any questions?
Where's the bourbon?
Oh, Rich is not drinking tonight.
I'm not drinking.
Yeah, we got an early morning tomorrow. We're going on a C-130. Mr. Tom Rice is going to be jumping tomorrow with the Dutch Special Forces,
Yeah.
and the rest of the veterans of the team are going to be flying in a C-130 with the military.
It'll be pretty exciting.
Yeah. What do you think about that? You excited for that tomorrow?
Well, that's sure.
Just wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, right? Just wait till tomorrow. You think today was great? Wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else we got out there, YouTube? What?
There wasn't anything else.
Oh. Well, Richard's here waiting, hoping to get some questions. Yeah.
82nd Airborne. Hey, so your drop zone was in Groesbeek.
Right.
So pretty much where we were today, I think it was the same landing zone, the same DZ that you guys all came down in, right? In the glider, where we were today. Do you know?
The landing?
Yeah, the landing, where you guys landed, where we were today, was it essentially the same exact place that you came down? Do you remember?
No,
It was different.
it was different.
Hmm.
It was a farm place. It was a farmhouse where we landed. And as soon as I landed, there's 2 fighter planes come wanting this, a German fighter plane. Strafing, you know, the gliders, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was right close to a farmhouse, farm place. So they didn't really keep doing their strafing too much because I think of the farm place.
Right.
Yeah. But anyhow, we had one person in the group that had his ribs pretty well damaged. I guess he was pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
So we left him in this farm place. And then we all took off for overnight to go and regroup with the rest of it. Keep the rest of it. Or even, I think it was a 504 or 505.
Mm-hmm.
They parachuted in, I think. So we set up our howitzers after we regrouped that. Next morning, we walked all night trying to find our location with the rest of the battalion.
Mm-hmm. So what was your objective? Like once you guys landed at that farmhouse there, what was your objective?
Well, trying to organize, get back all together.
But wasn't it to take the bridge in Nijmegen?
Oh yes, that was it. That was it. The primary job, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So, well, when we set up and then we kept our position. We never lost any ground there.
Definitely took your objective for sure.
Yeah.
So what was it like for you today when we drove across your objective 75 years ago today when we came from up north on the island? We came across the Nijmegen Bridge, which is still, I believe, the original bridge from 75 years ago.
No. The one
we came across today.
when we came across.
Mm-hmm.
The one we came across, but the bridge you took is a new bridge, right? Did they rebuilt that?
That wasn't the new bridge there, but the new Nijmegen Bridge is different than this one was today.
Yeah, because we saw it in the distance. They were
Mhm.
pointing it out.
That was a new bridge. That was a new bridge.
Oh, I thought that it was. they
No, that's a
rebuilt.
new.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that's a new bridge. So there's two bridges. The brand new bridge, they do the memorial walk,
Mhm.
and then you have the railroad bridge over there. But the bridge that we took today was your original objective.
Oh.
And you have the German snipers in the rafters of the bridge.
Oh,
Yeah, they're doing construction, so it may look a little different.
the new bridge.
Mm-hmm. Well, they did the memorial walk.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was just to our right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
They do that. I mean, let's talk about that. I mean, they do
Yeah.
that. Is it
Every night. Every night.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, and how many is it? It was 48?
Yes.
48 lights. So,
yeah,
they built a bridge, and every night, I think at 7 p.m., about 7 p.m., I think that's the time, at the same time where the guys went over the bridge, they have 48 lights that start on one end of the bridge and light up to the other to represent the 48 guys that died there. And that's just, I mean, it's amazing.
It's unheard of. I mean, I
Dutch people remember and respect and honor
and
the
recognize.
sacrifices.
yeah.
It's amazing. How does that feel for you to experience that appreciation over here?
Oh, it feels so good that these people are so happy that you can see they're happy because all those smiling faces that I've seen going through the parades, it cannot be recognized, you know. It's definitely a overwhelming scene, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But like, I get overwhelmed there. I can only imagine what it's like for you. I mean, I saw your face. I remember I was filming. You're a pretty chill guy. You sit back, you're quiet, you observe. But during this parade, I got this shot where when they blew like Christmas tree, you were so excited. There's all this ticker tapes
Yeah.
flying all around. There's kids running up to the vehicles
Yeah.
and you're shaking their hands, and it was like, it was so. For me, it was
surreal.
overwhelming just to see that for you.
Yeah.
To see the way they appreciate you. I mean, it's like, I mean,
It was really some scene at Maastricht Parade.
yeah,
I would never figure to see that kind of a parade honoring the veteran, you know.
yeah, that was something else.
It was really incredible. You know, I mean, I've been doing this for quite a long time and been to a lot of different parades and stuff like that for veterans, and you know, and I gotta say, the team of Liberty Maastricht and the liberation of Limburg province. I mean, the people of all these small, you know, municipalities, and most importantly, you know, the big city of Maastricht. I mean, to have that participation of the whole entire city to come out. I mean, I'm thinking it must be like 50 to 75,000 people that were out there to see you and your brothers. It was incredible. I was blown away. I'd never seen anything like that before. 10 deep.
Yeah.
And everywhere we went that day,
Yeah.
the people left their homes and
Yes.
out in the street and smiles.
Like 10 miles, right? It was 10 miles.
I mean, that was another parade. That was
Yeah.
2 days of parade.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Covering
So
like
what we
20
did,
miles.
there was probably 80 or 90 World War II historic vehicles, and all of our veterans each were in a vehicle, and there was a big convoy of vehicles going through towns to towns, and all around the route, there's Dutch people out there, civilians, all along the way, coming out of their homes. It can be like the little kids to like, you know, the parents to the grandparents. They're all out there just clapping and waving. I mean, that was incredible. It wasn't just like a little stretch. I'm talking about 10 to 15 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere you go,
Nonstop.
like people just coming out of their house. I was just blown away. I'm like thinking, you know, I wish we had this type of like love in America.
Yeah.
I mean, there should be a day or some type of day, but I don't know what it is. But it was just really special for you guys to sit back and to see that and experience that and feel that love. 75 years later for what you guys did to liberate this country.
Yes. But I'm happy with the results.
We all are.
Yeah.
For sure.
75 years of freedom.
Yeah.
Let's see if we have any questions.
I,
Do we have any questions out there?
And the first question is just what you guys asked. You know, what was the impression of the Dutch people, and how do you think they compare to the Americans?
Well, what do you think of that, Richard? What, in your experience, like, say over here versus at home?
I cannot understand why we have riots every time there's something going on or some person that they riot against or the police get there. They just not recognized the way this should be in our country. I'm just very disappointed with the riots and stuff. And I think it's a lot, our young kids that go to college, they just don't get maybe the colleges are too liberal. Of course, I hear some of them that they won't let certain people speak, and that's not good.
I think.
That's what you fought for,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, and that's what I think the people here in Holland in the Netherlands, you know, are really appreciative
Yeah.
for, you know, because the 75 years of freedom, I mean, people don't understand, but the Netherlands was one of the countries in Europe that was occupied the longest.
Yeah.
I mean, right now we're probably, you know, less than 3 miles away from the German border right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, and if anyone felt it, it's definitely the Dutch people. And that's one thing that I think that's the difference between, you know, this country and other countries, especially like our country, America. We've never been occupied.
No.
You know, so our mentality is a little bit different. I think when you're coming from a place of having everything taken from you, being occupied, and someone telling you what to do, how to do it, and just controlling you, and to have some come in here to liberate them, I think they really, truly feel and understand it, and are so thankful, and that's why I think you got that incredible welcome, you know, these last week that we've been out here.
Yeah, unfortunately, until you've lost your freedom, some people don't truly appreciate it. And so, I mean, this country lost its freedom, and thanks to you guys, they got it back. So, and I think it's so great that they still. I mean, gosh, I feel like the celebrations get bigger every year.
It does.
I mean, it gets bigger. They like you'd think it would dwindle off, but it gets more
It gets
extravagant
bigger
every year.
Bigger and bigger.
And I hope that never stops. And as long as we're involved, we'll try and keep it going.
Places where they were honoring me as a veteran. And they were pretty amazing too, but nothing like this, you know.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like this.
So
Now, what does it mean for you? One more question. What does it mean for you to come back? You know, because we provide the Best Defense Foundation.
Yes.
You know, we really believe in giving you guys an opportunity to come back here, and I just feel like it's something special to come back with your brothers. Like, you know, we don't have family coming, so it's about you guys. This is a program for you guys to come together, to find closure, to connect, to be with your brothers for 10 days, and to just take that time to, you know, to really be in the moment, to remember, to reflect, to bond with your brothers, and to share those stories. Because none of us were here. Like, you know, all of our team, all of the Best Defense Foundation team, we weren't there. We just helped provide and give you the environment.
I mean, it's really nice for somebody to bring us back at no cost and everything, and you get a lot of credit for that too, you know, because you just, you know, with no effort, you know, it comes with a lot of effort.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And that's like, for us, like, these guys don't pay anything when they come over here.
They've already paid.
They've paid the price.
They've already paid
So
to
for
come.
us,
Yeah.
with our foundation, all the money that comes into our foundation goes directly to these guys, bringing more guys back, and making sure they're taken care of. That's our motto, taking care of the ones who took care of us. These guys have done their job, they took care of us, and now it's our time to take care of them. And so when you guys give to our foundation, you can give even on this chat thread, all that money goes right into these guys, and people have been giving, and it makes a huge difference. Every little bit makes a difference, because the more donations we get, the more guys we can bring back. Because it does cost a lot of money, but man, it is absolutely worth it. And we love bringing you guys back here, hearing your stories, and it's so important because unfortunately we don't have eternity with you guys here, you know, that we don't have a long time.
It's like I was telling Donnie, I says, I hope I didn't come this time, because somebody might have wanted to come and I took his place, you know, that
Oh, I hear you.
like to see everybody that wants to come, you know,
Mm-hmm.
would probably enjoy it just as much as I do.
Yeah, but we're glad you got to come with us.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
This is really, really special.
You got another one?
Yeah, we've got a quick question. They're asking, once you were on the ground, did you safely landed?
Fighter planes,
Oh, fire.
Yeah, they're getting strafed.
Yeah,
Was it
that's right.
ME-109s? Well, you don't know. I know. Hey, all I know, they were shooting bullets and we were taking cover.
It's like, is that ME-109?
Wow, look at that. Let's go.
yeah.
Were you guys familiar with the enemy firepower when you came in? Were you aware of like the type of tanks, the type of weapons they would have, the type of planes that would be coming over?
I wasn't acquainted or knew anything about.
Did you kind of assume they had the same weapons that you did?
Yeah, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, we just started for hiding places, you know, as soon as you landed, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
We have another follow-up question to that, and they want to ask, what is the most toughest thing that you had to deal with, or the biggest challenge or adversity that you had to deal with once you were on the ground there in the Netherlands? Yeah.
I was pretty scared. That's all I can say.
I'm sure. Yeah. That's honest right there.
It's a pretty big obstacle to overcome there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fear.
How did you deal with that? How did you deal with the fear, you personally?
Well, I just had to go with the group, you know, and whatever. I mean, they had the same experience, so we all somehow joined and made the best of it.
Do you have a moment when you first landed and you looked out? What did you see?
Well, as far as scenery, I landed in a farm place, you know, that was almost my sights. That's where I
Felt like home almost
Yeah.
a little bit.
That's Kansas?
Yeah, you're not in Kansas anymore, but it feels like Kansas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Where were you when the war ended? Do you remember when you found
Well,
out that news?
When the war ended, I was in the hospital. It's frozen feet, you know.
Oh.
From Bastogne.
From
From
Bastogne,
Bastogne.
yeah. So,
Well, we went to Bastogne a couple days ago.
yeah.
Was that a couple days ago? I thought that was
Yeah.
yesterday. Whew.
So,
Time's
what
flying
was
by
that?
over here.
What was that like for you to be back in Bastogne? Because I know when we were with the mayor and the ambassador, U.S. ambassador to Belgium, and some of the 101 guys were talking, and you had made a comment about being in Bastogne. Remember what you said?
Well, I was wondering whether we were gonna go to the area where the 82nd was at, which is further north by the Ardennes Forest, I think,
yeah.
and where General Devon had his headquarters. So I was just wondering whether that's the question I had, I think,
Mhm.
mostly, but I know we didn't go there, so, but I've seen that area that you showed, the 101st, in the previous time I was here.
I think you made a comment saying that because you know a lot of people talk about the 101st Airborne,
Yeah,
but you said that we were there before the 101st Airborne.
yeah,
Did you say that?
I heard somebody say that too, and I said, well, we were, but we just went from there you know, they followed us in,
Mm-hmm.
so. So we went up further north, up the north edge of Luxembourg
Mm-hmm.
and but I don't remember how long I was there, but long enough to freeze my feet.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But,
It was kind of cold even the other day.
yeah,
We're in mid-September. Can't even imagine. the
So
middle
what kind of
winter.
clothes did you have on? Did you just have like regular 42s, or would you? Like, what were you
well,
wearing?
I had plenty of clothes on, but it just didn't do me good on my feet. But more or less, I think the feet froze during the night, you know. And,
So you just had your boots on and some wool socks. That's
Yeah.
it, huh?
yeah. So, and, you know, my feet happened to be sweating quite a bit back in those days
Mm.
when you walked, you know. And
Yeah.
that made it worse. you know.
Mm-hmm.
So the sweat would freeze.
Yeah.
Man.
That's interesting because like when I played football in Kansas City with the Chiefs, sometimes when the games are really, really cold, a lot of the up in California, obviously I don't know about cold weather. I think if it's below 60 degrees, it's cold to me.
Yeah.
So some of the older veterans just said, hey, you know, the way that you combat with antiperspirant,
Yeah.
so it dries it so it doesn't make you sweat. So if you sweat, the cold freezes, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't sweat, your feet stay warmer.
Right.
So what I started doing was spraying my feet down with that, you know, right guard, whatever spray. So my feet don't sweat. My feet.
Wow.
I agree.
So remember that, kids.
Yeah.
It's a good trick. It's a good trick.
Yeah, because if you're walking around and you're in your boots and you're, you know, you're sweating and that cold gets, you know, it can make your feet get frostbitten as you had.
One more question about Bastogne. People want to know, besides the cold, is there one other thing that you really remember about the Battle of the Bulge that sticks in your mind that you think about, or?
I hear those screaming 88s coming over.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
I've seen video and I've heard stories about that. I can't even imagine what that sounded like.
Yeah. Yeah.
By that point in the war, had you gotten kind of over your fears and
Well, you
Just-
never get over your fears.
okay,
That's the
It,
truth.
but it just was
you
probably
just
different.
have to. You just have to do what you have to. That's about the story, I think.
So how did the 88s compare to your artillery that you guys had? Because the 88 is pretty much an artillery piece. It's a
Yeah.
anti-aircraft, but the Germans, especially here in Operation Market Garden,
Yeah.
use it for even anti-personnel,
Yeah,
which is crazy. So how did that 88 compare to your 105?
Well, I don't imagine it was much. You know, they're just hot shrapnel. You know, that's what it is. And if it hits you, it hurts. Yes.
for sure. Oh man.
I had a brother-in-law. He got killed in Battle of the Bulge. And I also had a cousin that got hit with that shrapnel.
Oh really?
Yeah, and he got it in his leg up here. And
Wow.
it never healed all his life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, were you wounded at all in the war besides the
I
frostbite?
was not wounded.
Oh wow. Now did the frostbite have any permanent damage on you or anything like that, or was it
No,
just
I just got little ugly toenails.
ugly toenails?
Don't worry, most athletes have the same exact thing, you know.
I got ugly toenails and I'm not an athlete or in the military.
I can't really say that. I have pretty toenails.
We know you got pretty toenails.
You know.
Your nails are, man, you got real pretty nails.
Yeah, go on. Question over here.
One more question, Richard, is how long after clicking off of the tow plane till your glider landed? Was it just 1 minute, or did it actually glide for
Oh,
how,
man, I
and the
never thought of
distance
that.
distance
Good
and
question.
time?
'Cause it's like an airplane, you know, like
When they unhooked you,
prepared
Yeah.
to
it
descend.
went right straight down.
So maybe like only a minute till it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So you don't hit like an air pocket, because I've gone gliding before, but I'm sure it's different than your glider versus me gliding in Napa with my wife, you know? But what we did, we were up there for like 45 minutes. We just hit these air pockets and just keep going up, and we had no engines. But your job was to try to
It was
get down
too-
to the ground as fast as you
Too
can.
much weight in it, you know,
Right.
but as soon as we unhooked,
And how high up were you when you released?
I suppose it was probably like, maybe about like the air,
The same as like the paratroopers?
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe a little lower.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I was thinking, I don't know
2,000.
why I was thinking way higher.
2,000 feet or
No,
No, like
no.
they were probably like what 300 feet up.
No, probably 800.
Oh,
Depends.
800,
I mean,
okay.
because like Normandy was different than Holland. I mean, Tom Rice would tell you, you know. But it's kind of varies. I mean, sometimes they're going too fast. I mean, so.
Yeah.
But you guys got down fairly quickly, huh?
Yes.
All the way.
Wow.
Interesting.
and so
I think they said they was going about 90.
Yeah.
90 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's about right for a jump too. About 90 miles
Wow.
per hour. That's
Yeah,
what you want to
yeah,
jump.
yeah.
But
And when you hook. and
sometimes when
hook,
they're
you
shooting
let
flak at you, you're speeding up a little bit.
Yeah, that's
you know,
right.
so-
and then they wanted to know, Richard, so once you got on the ground and you were getting strafed by enemy planes, what was the first time that you encountered German infantry?
Like a ground force.
Right.
we didn't encounter infantry or Germans, and except during the night we thought we walked right by a German camp. I mean, German soldiers that was camped in, but I don't know, because we were so quiet trying to walk right by the area.
Oh, okay.
So,
And then in Bastogne, it was really just the 88s coming in, or did you have some type of firefight or interaction with any of the infantry?
I didn't have no infantry except what I done is I laid telephone wire from the artillery up to the infantry and beyond, you know. We done it mostly at night.
At nighttime.
Yeah,
Better be quiet.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
So that was what I done mostly.
Did you have any Native Americans with you? Working, you know, because my background is Native American. And I know from before they had, especially with laying telephone wire, a lot of Native Americans were able to do that fairly well, just from their experience. Sometimes you're getting really close to the enemy,
Yes.
and you got
that's
to
right.
be really quiet.
Yeah. That was the case.
Yeah.
Man. It's like
Pretty incredible.
I'm
huh?
scared to go outside right now. I mean, it's dark out there and we're in the woods.
Yeah.
Richard, were you worried about landmines when you were sneaking up, you know, towards?
Oh, yeah. Good question.
I wasn't, but I heard after I got to the hospital that the unit that I was working with, we also had a Jeep, you know, to take some of this, and he drove with that Jeep over mine and blew the back end off of that Jeep. But he was pretty well injured too,
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm.
Wow.
That's the only time I know anything about mines that we encountered.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, were you in Bastogne for Christmas? Were you in
Yes.
Bastogne for Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the follow-up question is, they're asking, is it true that everyone ceased fire during Christmas time? For Christmas Day, or?
Well, I think we've heard
I've heard
Several
mixed, I've heard
different
mixed
stories,
stories.
yeah.
Like,
I know we didn't see fire.
That was on a TV show, I think.
Yeah.
That wasn't in real life.
I think one of the veterans told us like they heard Germans singing and they started singing and like they're who was it? I don't know. I can't remember, but
I don't know. I heard
there's
the guy
lots
that
of different
biggest
stories we've
garage is about the shrapnel from the tree explosion, because they would shoot those 88s at the
Yeah,
trees,
that's right, that's where the
and
shrapnel fell down.
yeah, it's like splinters and that tree blowing up and just like coming out splinters everywhere. I mean, those things,
yeah.
piece of the trees coming at you at 100 miles per hour,
It felt
got
like,
right through you.
you know, felt you, stuff just falling down and beside you, you know. And
I can't imagine that. And guys, you got to realize you're 18 years old at this time. 18, 19 years old.
I think I was 19 by then.
Yeah.
18, 19 years old, I'm telling you. I mean,
If you're 18 or 19 watching this, put a comment in there so we can see.
yeah.
If, like,
I mean,
in
what are you
just-
doing at 18 and 19
Yeah,
years
like
old?
what are you doing? What are you doing right now? What are you
This
up
guy
to?
was in the Ardennes. He was in the Ardennes, freezing, you know, with the rifle and fighting against the Germans in a far off place where you didn't speak the language. You didn't know what the heck was going on. You're just, you know, you're just serving your country and doing what you have to do in order to rid the world of tyranny.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I can say, we just all work together.
It's about a team, just like the Chiefs beat the Broncos, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, guys,
There you go.
it's 11 o'clock at night
Yeah.
here in the Netherlands, so we want to get Richard to bed. So I say we do one more question, and then we'll sign off. So if we got anything lined up.
Yeah, there's only really two more questions, and the first one is, how did you capture your objective, the bridges, when you're moving north in Operation Market Garden? Did you use a full frontal attack, or did you try to come around and flank the enemy or outposition the enemy in any way?
That was most generally the infantry's job.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And we just supported the infantry. So,
Was there ever an instance when the communication was broken between the infantry and the artillery, and that caused a big problem or anything like that?
well, not that I could tell. There are no.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
You like good communication?
Mhm.
It's good.
Communication is key.
Communication is key on a team.
Yeah,
And the last one is, how many people were seated inside your glider,
12.
Oh yeah, we talked about that earlier. There was
Mhm.
12 guys in there. Yeah.
including the pilot, and was there a navigator? No.
Pilot.
You didn't know where to navigate.
Not included the pilot, it was just 12.
Okay.
personnel.
So 12 plus the pilot.
Yeah.
So you had a pilot, co-pilot, or just a
Yeah,
pilot?
and another fella was the co-pilot, which was just another.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
You're in the co-pilot seat, right?
Yeah. And the pilot was part of the 82nd as well. He wasn't someone from the Air Corps.
I think he was some part of the Air Force. He wasn't a lieutenant. What the heck did they call those?
Captain?
Yank. No, it was no. It wasn't captain or anything.
Second lieutenant?
No, it wasn't second lieutenant. It was. They had a rank of their own, you know. So.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. So once they got on the ground with you guys, did they join your ranks and fight with you, or did they
Yes,
get picked?
they
They
stayed with us until there was a way that they get back out of the unit, you know, back. They could return, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I still don't know how I got on the airplane to
Right.
I can't even remember that part.
Glider guys, like your glider had no engines and no guns, right?
No,
You didn't have a 50 cal, nothing.
no.
You're just gliding in the wind.
Mhm.
Seriously, if you're not familiar with gliders, look them up.
Look it up.
It's crazy. Like I know 5 years ago, I didn't know that existed. I had no idea.
I had this major last night. He says he I don't know which one it was anymore, but anyhow, I had a major. He gave me his card. But that might have been him. He was doing, he's a paratrooper.
Okay.
He said he would never get on that glider.
Never.
Well, I don't think anyone else ever will because
I
we
don't
don't
know.
use it anymore.
Yeah.
But you're still here, and we're happy that you're here to tell your story. Not only for yourself to tell your story,
Yeah.
but also you're telling a story for all your brothers that are no longer here. And that's why we bring you guys back here, because all we ask for you is to tell your story, you know, so we can pass it on to the next generation, so you guys don't forget about gliders, because these guys were in planes that had no engines and no guns, and they're out there to support our infantry and to liberate the good people here.
They used to call them flying coffin.
Flying coffin.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That being said, thank you guys for watching.
Yep. We'll try and do this again tomorrow night with another veteran. You know, it all depends on how they're feeling. We want to respect them. So,
Well, Tom Rice is jumping tomorrow, so maybe we could.
we'll try and we'll try and go live
Yeah.
if we can from
Yeah,
the
we'll
jump
see.
with Tom Rice. So, but either way, we're gonna have wonderful pictures and videos.
He's got what? He's infantry, really.
Yes,
Yeah.
paratrooper.
Yeah, he'll probably have more contact with the enemy
Yeah.
directly than I did.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to shoot at him.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much
Appreciate
for taking
you.
the time to do this with us, and we'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye. Nobody
Bye.
freeze.
All right.